Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. This is your boy, the coach from the WWE. I would like to welcome you to the very first wrestling podcast in the world to take you on a weekly deep dive into classic matches along with legends of the squared circle. Enjoy the discussion. Enjoy the back and forth. There's so much to get into. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Payoff.
Welcome to an all-new episode of The Payoff. I'm Tom. That's Jeff. We're going back to 1996. We have a, let's call it what? Off the beaten path, off the radar, forgotten ladder match. Hey, I had no idea this thing even happened. And now this is the beauty of the WWE Vault, is we're finding all these, I'll call them hidden gems. But man, Jeff, I'm pumped to cover this one. But as always, first, I'm going to ask you, how the hell are you doing?
Not too bad. You know, it's getting out of summer here. You know, it's kind of the chill starting to hit the air a little bit here. So it's not too bad. Kind of, you know, shows in between shows at this point. Paris behind us, you know, Crown Jewel coming up. You know, just things happening. And this is one that the Vault, for whatever, like, you know, you and I share a lot of tweets back and forth, like, hey, look at this, check this out. And so this was one that the WWE Vault was posting a lot of different stuff, like about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And this was one that, like, forgotten ladder matches, like, that we put out there, or it was put out there, that I was like, hey, this is interesting. Like, of course, Shawn Michaels being in there. We've covered Goldust before, but never in a singles match. And so this one too, especially, like, the timing of it is really weird. We'll get into that a little bit, like, weird in a good way, because of what was happening. But, and it was before a lot of big things happened as well too. So, just really interesting. Like, you know, this one that I've watched, like, maybe the first 2 minutes just to make sure that it was legit. We've got weird camera angles, but also it's Shawn Michaels in a ladder match. And so you kind of have to watch it.
Yeah, I'm pumped to cover this, and it's funny because we forget that the business model was so much different back then. Meaning, house shows, and you know, the idea of, I don't know how long this match is, 20 minutes or whatever it is, right? The idea of these two on an untelevised show going all out in a ladder match. It's just insane. I mean, it just doesn't happen anymore. There's guys that, I mean, we have performers that won't work a house show this year.
Right.
So pretty crazy. So it'll be fun to cover. Let's get right into the build.
Oh, it's time for the build.
All right. So we are in Exhibition Stadium. This is Toronto, 21,000, August 24th, 1996. It's considered the 10th anniversary of the big event. So same venue 10 years earlier. We start off with the Godwins, Henry O. Godwin, Hog, and Phineas I. Godwin, Pig, being accompanied by Hillbilly Jim, which is fun, defeating the New Rockers in 10 minutes and 35 seconds. Triple H is going to defeat Bob Holly in 11 minutes. Savio Vega is going to defeat Justin Bradshaw in a Caribbean strap match in 10 minutes. By the way, JBL is really, really good filling in for Bruce on Something to Wrestle. I've become a big JBL mark. I mean, he's got great stories and great insight. Jose Lothario is going to defeat Jim Cornette in 3 minutes. Steve Austin's going to defeat Mark Mero in 14 minutes. Psycho Sid is going to defeat Vader in a 9-minute lumberjack match. I mean, is this show loaded or what? And wait, it gets better.
Right. That's what I was just thinking, yeah.
Farouk's going to defeat Aldo Montoya in 45 seconds. Owen Hart and the British Bulldog are going to defeat the Smoking Guns by DQ. Sonny is with the Smoking Guns. That was for the tag team championship. The Undertaker is going to defeat Mankind in a 13-minute casket match. And then the main event, your world champion Shawn Michaels defeating or going up against Goldust in a ladder match for the championship. And yeah, this goes almost 20 minutes. So let's go through this, okay? Hall of Famers. I mean, for sure, Hillbilly Jim's a Hall of Famer. Triple H, Hall of Famer. JBL, Hall of Famer. Jim Cornette, probably at some point a Hall of Famer. Steve Austin, Hall of Famer. Sid probably will be in the Hall of Fame. Vader's in the Hall of Fame. Ron Simmons is the Hall of Fame. Owen, complicated. British Bulldog, Hall of Famer. Billy Gunn, Hall of Famer. Sonny, Hall of Famer. Undertaker and Mankind. And then Shawn Michaels and Goldust. Goldust will be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, insane. Insane. So this 96, they were still struggling. Remember, this is literally 2 months after the formation of the NWO, or 1 month, sorry. But I mean, you can tell that the talent and the infrastructure is there, but just a loaded show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost crazy, like looking at it. And I guess, they're celebrating the anniversary of the big event, like we said. And so it makes sense that they put on a big show. So, but this one really interesting. So we're at August 24th, 1996 is when this one is taking place. To give a little bit of background on the event itself, billed as the Xperience. And so the WWF X, just the letter X, Xperience. It was just a special pay-per-view event in this exhibition stadium in Toronto, commemorating the 10-year anniversary of the big event, which was 1986. It's just about over 21,000 fans. It was actually never broadcast on just regular TV. It was only aired online, and most of the footage is lost except this match between Shawn Michaels and Goldust. Now, that's as a recording. You'll see this is from a fan recording, which shocking that they got all 19 minutes of this match. And so we'll get that. But these guys were in a feud together. And so Shawn was the WWE World Heavyweight Champion at the time. Jose Lothario was his manager. Goldust was being managed by Marlena at this time. And so throughout this whole summer, they had a rivalry between the two of them. You had a title match on Raw Championship Friday, which was September 6, 1996, taking place a little bit after this one. And so also they had, you kind of had both of Michaels positioned as the fighting champ. He had coming out of SummerSlam at this one, but then you had Goldust as just this weird persona that we all know him to be. He was still kind of like the weird Goldust at this point. And so you really got Michael, they're in the middle of a feud, which kind of makes sense for this one with them having a little bit of back and forth. Feels almost, and nowadays it doesn't feel as weird, but to have Dustin Rhodes and Goldust in the title picture in 1996 like this. But and then they just have this one-off ladder match on this random big event show in Toronto, and that's it. So it doesn't really need much more than that, especially since it's just, like I said, it's just a weird kind of setup and weird footage and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm pumped to cover this one. This is, and you'll post the link, but this is in the WWE Vault, were forgotten ladder matches, unseen HBK versus Goldust, and more. So, Jeff, this is right at the beginning of the video, correct?
Yes, yeah. So we're starting this right at the start. We're gonna see him in the ring, Earl and Shawn. Good.
Well, I'm pumped to cover this one. Let's jump right into the payoff.
Oh, it's time for the payoff.
All right, here we are, main event. So this is outdoors.
I don't know. Is it?
I think there's a Ferris wheel in the background, and then you see look at the lights. Yeah, you see that Ferris wheel in the background?
Yeah, I do see that. Let me take a look here and see. Because it is a baseball/soccer stadium.
There you go.
So yes, it's open ended, like you'd have the horseshoe or something like that at Ohio State. Yep.
Shawn looking like $1 million. He's got the red and black. I love those tights. Ooh, So Goldust just spit in Shawn's face, and we're off and running here, man. This is gonna be a really fun match. And okay, look, they're
Shawn,
oh yeah, look, they're just going right at it. Hot start. I mean, loaded card.
And so it's interesting. We got no ladder. I don't see a ladder at this point. I'm sure it's out there. You got him dumping Goldust to the outside, but they said it was a fan video. But what we're watching, this is definitely someone inside the barricade with a handheld camera.
Yeah, so they used to call this, like, ECW had the ECW fan cam. So I think that's what this is. It's one person holding a camera, but obviously the video quality is great. It's just going to be this one angle, but it's totally watchable. I mean, it's like you're at a show watching it, so it's not bad. I mean, you certainly see everything going on. The quality is really good. You basically have a front row seat for it. So good, man. Well, we're off and running here, and we haven't spent a lot of time talking about Goldust. Interestingly enough. No. So he has 3 5-star matches in his career, and one of those just took place in the last couple months. So
I was going to say, I'm going to guess they're all AEW matches.
Well, so 2 of the 3 are. So the most recent one was this Kyle Fletcher street fight, and I don't know, maybe in 10 years we can watch it. I guess it was 5 stars. I don't know. I mean, that there may be a little bias in that. I remember
reading it at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so anyways, I don't know. I guess did a screwdriver to the leg, and little interesting. The other AEW 5-star match from Dustin was against Cody. I was at that match. That was the first AEW pay-per-view. That would have been All In. Or sorry, is that All Out? I get them.
I forget.
The one that Cody and the Young Bucks and those guys did, that was, or no, Double or Nothing, I think was their Double or Nothing was the first pay-per-view. Sorry. So that was the one in Vegas. That was 2019. So gosh, that was 6 years ago, if you can believe that. So they're wrestling on the outside here. And then the last, and we may have covered this one, there was a 5-star War Games match that Dustin Rhodes was in, along with a bunch of other guys in WCW. That was May of 1992. And then from there, a number of 4.25-star matches. He had a really well-received match against Bryan Danielson, which is kind of fun. A couple tag team matches. The 10-man tag Calgary Stampede, Goldust was in that match. Bunch of 4-star matches. So yeah, it's one of the fun ones was Cody and Goldust against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. They had a no DQ tag match. I actually think I have that on our list somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. So,
that'd be a really
for fun, future. Yep.
Yeah. That'd be a really fun match to cover. Cody and Dustin against the Young Bucks. Another fun one is Cody and Goldust against Jay and Jimmy Uso against Roman and Seth, triple threat tag team match. So quite he wrestled CM Punk in AEW as well. So a lot of fun matches on there, but hell of a career for Dustin. And I think he just had both knees replaced, and he's gonna continue.
He's out for a bit.
And it says he's not done, so he's gonna continue wrestling, which. That's what you want to do it. I mean, it may lead to some discomfort later in life, but I mean, if this is the way you want to live your life at the same time, like go for it. I mean, I think of like someone like him that, and he's obviously been on record about this, having he's in recovery and had some addiction issues. If it's healthier to wrestle until you're 70 than it is to sit around drinking and doing drugs. So, that's always the part of this. Sometimes, these old timers, they keep wrestling, and well, you know what? If it keeps them from having health issues and it keeps them from, battling their addiction issues. I mean, I hate saying it, but like Scott Hall, he got back in trouble during COVID, nowhere to go. No autograph signings, no appearances, no podcast interview. I mean, he just the things that he was doing, and it's just it's tough being alone. For that period of time, and people that have those tendencies. So yeah, stay active, start a wrestling school, wrestle in matches, be an agent. I mean, do it forever. I was thinking, I just finished WWE Unreal, but I was watching Michael Hayes, and I'm like, dude, him, Bruce. I mean, do this for the rest of your life. I mean, Vince McMahon, what do you think Vince McMahon would rather be doing right now? Whatever the hell he is doing, or do you think he'd rather be, at Raw? He'd rather be at Raw. Like, I mean, this is if this has been your life, then it's the most satisfying thing you can do. I just this whole idea of, oh, go buy a boat, or oh, go do this. People say that, but if your life is something, pro wrestling, football, acting, whatever it is, like, if that's what you enjoy and that's your passion, you may want to do it your entire life. It's not the 9 to 5 that you have and don't like. I mean, it's people love this stuff.
Yeah, it's especially him to be out there. And it's funny, we talk about, like, he got both his knees replaced. Everybody I know that's had those, like, knees, hips, whatever, comes back better. Like, just not wrestlers, but just in general. So, like, to get the care they're getting, like, yeah, he will come back probably stronger at the end of this. So we've got actually a pretty solid match at this point. A little bit of back and forth. We're missing a turnbuckle in the corner at this point, or the pad, after Goldust pulled it off, but then, of course, backfired on them, as it always does. They tried to bring a ladder up, but didn't happen, and so it's kind of sitting close to there. Michael's selling like crazy, as he does, kind of doing the flip into the corner. Yep, but they're kind of working. They're working well together.
It's fantastic.
Slingshot. Oh, over the top rope. There you go. Michael's to the outside. Yeah. This is the, don't forget, it's 1996. I want to point out to everyone, this is the small foam pad on the cement floor. Not much protection being provided there. It looks like that table in the corner looks like it's already taken a few shots there too. So interesting, working outside the ring at this point. Yep.
I mentioned it before, but it's wild to think about how we didn't. I mean, the business, and I was thinking about this with Hulk Hogan as well, but it's like, you just think of what anyone, Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, the amount of matches these guys wrestled, non-televised, the things they put their body through, and now you're not even wrestling once a week, because whoever the workhorses are right now, maybe like a Jey Uso. I mean, what at most you're working once a week. I mean, you're not working 50 matches a year. I mean, Charlotte Flair was just saying in an interview, she goes twice a week to a wrestling school and bumps. Yep. It's like, I need to.
You have to.
Yeah, I need to. So, but it's better for everyone. I mean, it is so much better for the talent. Just to be able to, like, keep their, they're home more, they're with their families. It's less wear and tear on their bodies. They're not going out and drinking 7 nights a week like these guys used to do. I mean, it is just, it's so much better. The other thing that I love too, and I think, like, Brock Lesnar was the one that probably changed this in maybe 2012. It's okay to have part-timers. And it was in Vince's defense, if you have house shows, we can't have guys on TV that don't work the house shows. So I watched these wrestlers on TV. WCW tried doing it, and they had horrible house shows because Hogan and Flair and Nash and Hall, none of them were working house shows. So you get to a house show, and the main event would be, DDP and Hugh Morris. And it's like, well, wait a second here. Where are all the stars? So I get that model, but man, like with Lesnar in 2012, obviously he said, I'll work, 30 dates a year and wrestle 7 matches a year, and that's it. And it just works so much better. Like I'm under the assumption we're going to get Chris Jericho back in WWE next year, but it's like, you can feature him, but realistically, he can work 8 matches and still be a prominent part of the program. He works Rumble. He works Elimination Chamber. He works. The Cena schedule this year. I mean, anyone can do that. I mean, unless you really are just completely shot. But it's like anyone can do this Cena schedule this year. So a huge part of the programming this year, John Cena, what did he work? 30 dates? And
Right.
he could have even worked a few less. I mean, he probably worked a little bit more than you'd even need to. So can you put Jericho in that role? Can you put Edge in that role? And I think that there's gonna be more of that, because why guys went to WCW, why guys went to AEW, they did it because of the schedule. Now it's like, hey, we're gonna pay you a couple $1,000,000 a year, and you only have to work 30 dates, and 20 of those dates you're gonna cut a promo. And we're going to pay you a couple $1,000,000. I mean, who the hell wouldn't take that? And it's tough, because it's like, I go back in history and it's like, man, I would have loved Hulk Hogan to work that schedule in 2002, but those schedules didn't exist, and then you wonder, would Shawn Michaels have wrestled another few years on this schedule? I think he would have, but I think it was like, so much of it was just all or nothing. And then we kind of got it with Taker and stuff, but I like how there's so much talent now and there's so much programming, and you can just bring people in. I mean, Orton, what's he working? He's probably in that same thing, that 10, 12 match a year thing. And you don't realize it, because every week you're not realizing you're not taking inventory of it. And we're conditioned to it. We're only going to get Reigns, a quarter of the time,
a couple times,
and that's okay. Yep. Fine. I look forward to it. I enjoy it. It's fine when he's not there.
Yeah, and it's interesting, because I think back to ages ago, when Brian Pillman's building up your stamina and your endurance when it comes to some of these big matches, and being able to kind of go out there for 30 minutes. I think we do have to give a little bit more credit to some of these guys. They're on, every pay-per-view, and maybe people are sick of them, but at the same time, we are seeing they're consistently good performers. So I think it speaks to kind of what they're able to do in their training, that, they might have to do a little bit of it on their own, like Charlotte, but they go out there and overperform every single time. Seth, and he's just the tactician, whatever you want to call it, but fooling everybody to the point where the dirt sheets are saying, oh, backstage, everybody's pissed off at Seth and management because they lied to him. I'm like, you know what? You're in the wrestling industry. If you're mad that you're getting worked, something's actually going right. It's just unbelievable how pissed some people are getting over that stuff. But yeah, to your overall point, I think this is one of those, would you rather have 20 above average performances from Roman Reigns a year, or would you rather have 50 weekly appearances from him on Raw every week? It's pretty clear cut to me. Give me the 20.
I want epic, cinematic, huge, over the top. That's what I want. I want everything to matter. And when a guy's on TV 52 weeks a year, wrestling 30 to 40 times a year on television, nothing is special anymore.
Right.
And so many guys burned out the audience because they were overexposed. Roman for years, John Cena, Hogan. Hogan was overexposed, and finally people got sick of him. Let's check in on this real quick.
What's your timestamp at here? I know we got a couple of ads popped up.
I'm at 14:37.
Oh, you're a minute ahead of me.
I got no ads.
That's why. Okay. I'm cheap over here. That's all right. All right, there we go. All right.
Yeah, one day I just signed up for the premium. It's nice. I still get ads depending on what we're looking at. For whatever reason, I haven't gotten any ads yet on this one. Goldust climbing the top of the ladder here. It's been a hell of a match, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Goldust climbing and Michael's climbing to the corner. Oh, geez, yeah. Oh, and that ladder, I think either just missed him or hit him. Yeah.
So and as of this recording, nothing's been decided, but the rumor that's been speculated by a few different smart people, not idiot dirt sheets, but smart people in the entertainment industry, is perhaps the archives of Raw, SmackDown, everything that's on Peacock currently may actually end up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea being the WWE Vault would be of tremendous value, and whatever other channels they create, the WCW channel. I don't know if they have an ECW one yet, but basically just putting all this stuff on YouTube, which to me, you hear that and you go, well, that makes all the sense in the world for a couple of reasons. So not a lot of people watch the archives on Peacock as they are now. Meaning, nobody's waking up today going, man, I want to watch Bash at the Beach 1994 today. And so the viewership on that stuff is low. Now, if you post a really good match from that show, somebody may watch that. Or with alternate commentary, or with the participants of the match talking about it. So repurposing that content. But what happens is, lapsed fans that don't watch a 2.5 hour episode on Netflix start to get exposed to some of that stuff. Now they might be able to make more money through YouTube ads, through having a great YouTube presence and owning that. I mean, they have 2.75 million subscribers on just the WWE Vault channel. You know, this video we're watching was posted 2 months ago and has 60,000 views. So is there a way to expose lapsed fans or new fans with some of these clips? And then, you know, you run an ad saying, hey, Raw's on Netflix now. Oh, maybe I'll watch Raw. Or, hey, WrestleMania is coming up soon. And I know that that's been happening. I'm not speculating. That's exactly what's been happening. So I think they're going to try to get the YouTube thing pumping, get as many views on these as possible. There was something recently, I think maybe it was Brock Lesnar's return. Oh, and then there was another one where Amos took one of the small little Mexican wrestlers and like chokeslammed him.
Oh yeah,
these videos are getting like 80 million views. So what's the value of 80 million people worldwide watching this? Does that help more people watch AAA in the future? Does that help more people go to Netflix? I think it becomes a great feeder system into your ESPN content, your Netflix content, your show on USA Network. So I think it makes all the sense in the world. And I think you're going to start seeing more and more of this stuff popping up, which is great for us because we're getting exposed to things that we didn't even know existed, which is great.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I think your YouTube one makes sense. I would almost have said ESPN before the WWE ESPN deal was made finalized. But I think to the point, it's not WWE that's sharing this content. It's TKO. So think of TKO's reach at this point, and they're on, like they just announced the ESPN deal. Like you've got some of the Paramount stuff now. Like you've got them, like they're going to be on every streaming platform pretty soon here. And so to add them to YouTube makes sense because then it gives not just WWE, but TKO a presence to be on that platform as well too. And like you said, it's all about like the content battle, like how much more content can you put out there? It's like, hey, yeah, we're on YouTube, we're on this, like we're on everything, like check this out. Like, you know, and WWE's dabbled, like they've done the Speed Show, they've done stuff on YouTube before, you know, so we know that they're successful at doing that. And like you said, they every single time they put a video out, they're like 80 million, like you said, 80 million views, 100 million views in 24 hours, like most viewed video ever on YouTube, like whatever the hell it is. Like, I doubt that that's like, of course, it's a WWE number. It's not real, but yeah.
But I mean, I'm looking here just at whatever like is being recommended on the side here. But there's a WrestleFest 1998 show with 138,000 views. There's a UK Rampage 92, which we actually covered the HBK Savage match, 240,000 views. Brett Shawn, WrestleMania 12. And this was just posted, you know, like 5 months ago around WrestleMania time, 381,000 views. And you're not going to get those views if it's behind a paywall buried deep on the ESPN app. Yeah. So I think this is just fantastic. I mean, I don't think, Jeff, I don't think people realize how popular this shit is going to be. So if you've never been to a WrestleMania before and you think ticket prices are high, they're going to be a lot higher in a few months or a few years.
Yep.
This is just, if you want to go to a show, be glad that they're doing a 2-night WrestleMania, a 2-night SummerSlam, and we're probably going to get 2-night Rumble, 2-night Elimination Chamber, 2-night Survivor Series. Yes, you should want all of those because it may be the only way that you can afford a decent ticket to these shows. I mean, right? You want more inventory because if you go one night WrestleMania, whatever absurdity you think from the ticket prices this year,
just wait.
Dude, it's good. Because, you get people that buy both nights and then sell one of them. So, the secondary market softens a little bit, but it's just insane.
Well, and you look again, you're talking about it from an inventory standpoint. Like how often is UFC on like a big scale? Once a month? To do one of the numbered cards. And so WWE, you've got all this weekly content, like UFC has to catch up. And so, they've got 3 shows a week. They've got, WWE has, they've got online content. They've got all this different stuff that they're able to do that UFC doesn't have right now.
So Michaels reverses Goldust's finisher, the curtain call, and hits him with a sweet chin music. This might be it. I don't know. We'll see.
Both guys laid out. Yeah. Michaels.
Well,
yeah.
And UFC just put the nail in the coffin of pay-per-view. So
yes.
AEW looks idiotic charging $50 for a show, and they're never going to grow that brand, and they're never going to get new eyeballs until they get a better deal. All right. There you go.
Michael's got it.
What a match. That was really, really good, man. All right. So Shawn's your winner. Send him home happy. All right. Let's get to the aftermath.
Ho! It's time for the aftermath.
What'd you think?
It was surprisingly really good for what it was, when it was, and to be a quote unquote lost match. That was really good.
Dude, I was expecting some bullshit house show match, and that match was...
They went out there.
I would say it was... Now, I would say it was the same as the Razor WrestleMania 10 match. That, it was that good. Obviously, different stage. No one's going to say that. It wasn't the first one like at WrestleMania, but, that was fantastic.
Very good stuff. Yeah. So this one kind of aftermath,
By the way, do you still have the video on?
I do. Yeah. I saw Jeff Jarrett and he's against, I can't tell who right now.
I think it's the British Bulldog, but I'm not positive.
Or is it Mero? Well, wait, we'll kind of keep it going here. It is the Bulldog. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So British Bulldog versus Jeff Jarrett in a ladder match is the next one. How random is that?
Just the hard cam on this one too.
Yeah.
Interesting. What else?
And look at the audience size, man. Look at the crowd sizes they were getting at this point.
Crazy. Yep.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay. Aftermath. So what happened?
Yeah, aftermath. You have Michaels, of course, continuing his reign as the World Heavyweight Championship, feuded with Mankind, which led into the Mind Games match against where he beat Mankind. And then, of course, feuding with Vader, Psycho Sid, the betrayal storyline there. And, of course, the eventual about a year later, the Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker at Bad Blood. And so just really good stuff. So, he's the champ, just, all kinds of good things happening. Goldust on the flip side here. Didn't have any other title matches with Michaels. He ended up feuding with Triple H, actually, targeting the Intercontinental Championship in late 96 into 97. They had matches at the Royal Rumble, house show matches, and then he also had a rivalry with Mark Mero, again, over the Intercontinental title through this kind of same time period, including a match at that Buried Alive show in October of 96. And so
it was interesting because this was one of the few ladder match defenses, like before really pay-per-view was a big thing. And so, it was really, internet only in 1996, which you think about was kind of crazy. And really out there at this point. It really kind of stands out too, because you had Goldust, it's early in his career. You had Shawn's first title reign and kind of getting into that as well too. And so just kind of cool storyline start here. You always think like, you think of the big matches, but this match took place before a lot of those big matches. So really good stuff here. So Shawn Michaels, of course, in 1996, number one. Goldust, actually, I left it off here. I was surprised by this number. Do you want to take a stab at what Goldust's PWI rating in 1996 was? And I'll give you, it's top 20. I'll give you that at least.
I was gonna guess 12.
11. Very close.
Wow.
Good job. Yeah, I was really surprised by that, but in a good way. And so I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, he was 11 on that one. The only kind of real thing here that was, because of what it was in the show, there were just not a lot of write-ups, but the Observer newsletter had one line. It said, Shawn Michaels beat Goldust in a ladder match in what was said to have been the best match of the show. So, okay, like no ratings other than that, but we can give it our rating here, give it a payoff score. So out of 10, what are you thinking, Tom?
I really like this a lot. So, it's almost like an exhibition match, right? I mean, it's not on a big stage, so there's no real build to it. So that's going to take away from it. I'm going to give it a 7. I really liked it. I thought the match was really good. But again, without that build, without it meaning anything, without any real doubt as to who was going to win, I give it a 7. But I really enjoyed it. What about you?
Same, actually. I thought it was really good. I think it's one of those that it's fun to go back and watch, especially to watch these guys in their careers. They did work hard. They worked stiff. Like you said, you wouldn't have been able to tell it was what it was. From just like an in-ring perspective, because they worked hard. And so I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, I'm right there at a 7 with you.
So we're in alignment on that one. And you set us up for back-to-back Shawn Michaels matches?
I did. I said we've got back-to-back, actually back-to-back Shawn Michaels matches. I know. And so rare that I do this, but the reason being, though, we've got some multi-man matches, and we're actually we're going to stick with the WWE Vault for the next couple of weeks here. And so I got a few requests for one of these as well too. And so we're going to cover. We got a dark match in there. We're going to be at Madison Square Garden, and so we got a few things. But yeah, this is week 1 of 3 weeks of Shawn Michaels, and then next week starts week 1 of 2 weeks of Bret Hart and The Undertaker. So we've got some big matches coming up from the Vault.
Good. Well, I'm pumped to cover everything we have coming up. We got a great slate of matches, and as always, we appreciate everyone listening, and we'll see you next week on an all-new episode of The Payoff.